guys, welcome to another episode. Icelandic farmer, Icelandic dairy farmer. So we have horses, we have sheep, we have goats, and we do a little bit of cattle as well. Our bulls. Lambing season is finished, or almost finished. Got a couple left. In here I got one youngling over there. She's got a bad foot, and then got 4 older sheep in here. They all have 3. And I didn't have a separate mom for them for the extra lamb. They usually only have 2. So yeah, there's fun in here. They love being in here. And so we're just treating them extra nice. The rest is just going up in the mountains, down by the ocean, just into the wilderness. Yeah. Having a long vacation summer. So these lambs here are about 5 to 6 days old. They will go out soon. These are older. We were hoping to find them a surrogate mother. Not surrogate mother, like a stepmom, but that wasn't to be, not this summer or springtime. Here we have the goats, and the job for today is, well, it was today and it was yesterday and it's combing them. You can see she's all nice and shiny here. That's because yesterday I went through with a comb and cleaned out all her small hairs. I will show you later how that works. So let me just get set up. That's the place I do it up on. The little kids, they love going up here and jumping around and going up and down, so there's no peace while working. So we will figure out what we will do. Most of them have given birth. This one is left. She was going to be late, according to the guy that brings the sonogram machine. Tells me if they have 1 or 2, I can maybe feed them a little bit differently if I feel the need to. But otherwise, let's just get on with the video. Alright, so this is for their feet later. Horribly bad feet right now. Something I will have to adjust. Probably do them once more in the winter time, and not just before I take them inside. This is what we use. First thing what we do is start with the outside with the hairs. Try to make them smooth, not have them catch on anything. Before I go underneath the hairs and pull forth this smooth thing right here. This is what we're after. And you can see she has gray white hairs, and that's the same for the back side, from behind, where these are. It's too much wind. I'll just go this way. So I have 2 separate containers, and instead of I have a few black and white in here, next time I will try to find a grey and white one. I have 1 more finish her up. So what we start by is doing something like this. There's a difference between the goats. In my herd, some do not care at all that you're pulling on the hairs a little bit. Others are just going, oh no, please stop. So you try to be more careful with that. And that just means that they don't like it when the hair is being pulled. When you comb things once a year, things are bound to get a little stuck together. So This one doesn't seem to mind that much when I get those spaces that are stuck together. And the reason why you want to get this out of the way first is, firstly, most of the hairs I'm pulling out are already loose and or are about to get loose, so it's good to get them out of the way, because you don't want those when the people that get this end product will start to spin from it. They don't want the long hairs, they want what's underneath. And secondly, when you have a big clump behind you and you're pulling it out and you land on things that are stuck together, and you have to stop midway, this thing here, I will need to bring down my cow shears and cut that piece off. I very often cut pieces off from here, like this part. It's just going pretty well. It's a little bit down here. I go and feel with my hands. They're just clumps, and these things, they aren't indestructible, so you're better off, especially in areas like here, down here, maybe not here, but down here, you're better off just going and trying to find them. And taking that out. That's my experience. They do get a little bit ugly if you're, and like here, when there isn't a lot on this one, fortunately, but some kind of have this kind of just a leftover from last year. If I didn't do a good enough job, and it mixes with the long hairs, it creates this mat, basically like a doormat here. And that's because when they're laying down, most of their pressure is on here and underneath here on their chest. Sometimes there's a big clump there which I'm trying to take away. And yeah, as you can see, when I just move my hand through this, there are a lot of hairs, so I'm trying to get most of them away. Alright, let's start with the good stuff. You see, it's going to take a while. It takes an hour. It takes an hour with most of them. Get through everything. It's not that everything gets loose at the same time. You need to work at certain areas more than others. Just try to take the long hairs out if you can without removing too much of the good stuff. It's very important to start at the top. Try to get that out. Kind of create a line in here. Don't like it? You have to be careful around the shoulder blades sometimes. So you're not pulling too much on it. Also, this is metal. If you're too rough, you're going, you can hit bone. And this is not very comfortable. You need to be aware of that. This is quite comfortable. I would like this to be done, that's great. But you need to be careful with not hitting their bones with this. You need to have your spare hand holding the hairs, so you're not pulling too much on it. And, yeah. She's a little grumpy. She wasn't going up there, so I had to lift her up, and she was so indignant. Now this needs doing for one simple reason. The goats look very ugly when it's not done. My bucks, I don't do this with them. One of them just had a layer on. I had to take it all off with the mechanical shears. And he looked ugly before, he looked better after, but still not happy. This, I can theoretically get a good price for this. A kilogram of this is very, very expensive. Or I would get a lot of money for a kilogram. Problem is, you need a lot of goats to get 1 kilogram of this thing. This is very light material. This is her daughter, I think. I could be wrong, but I think the numbers match. Oh, it's pretty good. And we just a bit. Oh. We've got a little pile so far. It looks big because it's so fluffy, but it's not really big at all, actually. Let's keep going into the white here. Let's just grab a little bit more. Yes, he doesn't like it when you're at the top here, which I totally understand. So I'm going to stop the camera and use my spare hand to hold and try not to mix these things together. This is white, even though it looks the same, and I think it looks the same. The woman who gets this from me, she was like, "Oh my God, you have 4 colors in your herd," and I was like, 4. I thought I had like 1 or 2 max. No, you have 4. I was like, okay, cool. So, oh, this one's so pretty. I'm actually mad at him. Okay, yeah, that's the gray one I was talking about. She's almost completely gray. I say almost. That's pretty good. But that white one there with the cute face, we're not on speaking terms at the moment. We're pretty mad at each other, or I'm mad at him because he's a him and not a she. She would have been so cool if it was a she, but there's next time, I guess. His mom is on her 1st year, so she's right there on her 1st year. So we will have more opportunities, but for today I am pretty mad. Oh, all right. So now I just want to show you proof that they're much better now. No long-term damage to this. There's a lesson. You should start doing this 3 times a year, not 2 times a year. When they go out, like now, hopefully in the next few days. Is there leftovers here? No, there's no leftovers there. No. Should do this. See the mom and daughter here. The one with horns and no horns. Mom and daughter. Do this, you do this once in spring and once in autumn when you come in, and once when you're out. Maybe an extra during winter would be clever, and then maybe do it once during the summertime, and then when summertime's over, in the autumn when I put them inside, maybe that's the way. This one actually had plenty on her. It's pretty good. It's the white part, a little less on the gray, but it's normal. That's the small little part of the area. For some reason I could not get any of the hairs off on the back end. So everything beyond or after the pelvis on the back of them there didn't come off. So, and then I usually leave at the front if it's not on their necks. If it's not coming off very easily, I leave it on, and that will fall off on its own. There are no long hairs there that get this stuck in mixed with them. So that's plenty for today. I'll put it in the bags I've sorted out, and then let's do some feeding. I leave this in here. The kids, they love going here up and down and playing with it. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching, guys and girls. I'll leave you with a little epilogue of goats eating. I'm not very hungry. Try to have always a little bit in these. And this is the best spot, you know, sleep. Yeah. This is the other reason I have the feeding trough here. And I can feed the grown-ups in here, but the kids love to jump in. You know, they go in, and if there's a lot of hay in here, they start to lay down here and pee in the hay and all this stuff. So I try to have just a little bit like this. They can nibble at it. The little goats eat from here, so they have a clean hay, and the little kids can just nibble on it, and then they can lie underneath. And then when I need to feed them, I put the bale in here, and I don't need to travel with the hay all the way over there to the door, either in wheelbarrows or holding it, opening and closing with everything in my hands, going here, putting it down. So I can just throw the hay in here. It's quality of life. And considering how much pranksters they are, I am amazed they haven't gone over this yet. But while I'm not doing it, I am not going to do anything about it, just hope for the best. Probably now, since I've put it in the video, they will start to jump this, because this is just waist high on the high end. Here it's just up to the knee or something. Yeah, you're next in the feeding area. Feeding. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're on the wrong side, buddy. But you can jump. Yeah, you jump everywhere. Yeah. They're next. Alright, that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching.